So it does go there now. Anyway, let's go react to some stuff. What's up? What's the word, y'all? I want to react. I'm just reacting to certain stuff because as like I'm trying to build the Twitch and build the following. I mean, let me see. I want to make sure everything's good. Playback is good. All right, bet.
With every generation. And as society starts to advance, there's always a guarantee of a new generation that's worse than the last. So today we're going to be talking about things that ruined our generation and put us on an unequivocal downfall. And honestly, I'm kind of realizing that I have way too many videos on generations and so this is going to be the last one for a while. Buckle in. The first one is a social media app that houses the most huge. Okay, cut the drum roll. It's TikTok. I don't think anyone should be surprised by this. Now, coming from someone who started making content on TikTok with the famous ad Charlie D'Amelio and managed to escape the hey, ain't you that nigga on TikTok allegations? Actually, I do still get that, but I'll take it as a compliment that you know me from somewhere. I can't fully start off with hate on the Brain Dead app.
Hey, it be like that. Hey, be like that sometimes. Like, bruh, people gonna know you from certain sites. You may not want to say that you're from, or like that you kind of cringe when they realize where you're from. Like people, like eventually, people gonna say, "Aren't you that nigga from Twitch?" or "Aren't you that nigga from YouTube?" or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You just gotta deal. You gotta deal with it. You can take it. You deal with it. I mean, you getting money off of it. I mean, what's the problem? You know what I mean?
Things I've learned that are actually useful. How to not get fucked in the ass. I know all the memes about kids' attentions.
That's some suspect ass shit. I don't know why that nigga said that shit. I want to see why is the playback stuttering. So it's fine. It's fine when I stop it, but when I motion it, it's not. What the hell?
Ban being fraud to the max are mostly jokes. But I genuinely think governments somewhere need to do some test studies of this stuff because it can't be okay. If I was growing up as a kid with unlimited content I could scroll forever with until the end of time, I probably would have sat there like the Gen Alpha kids too, honestly. I really knew this attention span was a problem when I would be talking with some of my friends in a Discord. And at the slightest pause or stop of our conversation, I hear the loudest blast of TikTok sounds blasting my ear because a nigga doesn't know how to mute his mic. It's like someone who has to get their vape hit in the next 5 minutes.
I mean, you're not wrong. The attention span is like terrible sometimes. Like nigga, like I said in the last reaction, like bro, we used to have Vine. Like bro, come on now. That used to be. That was 6 seconds long. That's how you knew people's attention span was going down. Like 6 seconds per video. Like what? So it's been worse, but like I just feel like it's gotten worser. Let me just try this. That way it's not overpowering it because like that's part of the reason why it's stuttering for some reason. Like the playback is fine, but it's not. It was fine when I was it was fine when I was watching Bad Batch on Twitch, but like when I do it on YouTube, that was a problem. And YouTube doesn't even put out as much energy, or it shouldn't. Like what the hell? Anyway, let me see if this will fix it. Oh,
minutes or they'll start going insane. And speaking of vaping, man, I really thought this smoking was gonna be nipped in the bud with our generation. But not only has it gotten worse, people be considering you a loser if you don't do it. Like, when did we get to the point in this generation that if you're sober and hanging out with friends somewhere, you're a...
Let me see. How does it look in the playback? I gotta do this to make sure. Oh, okay, I see. I see now. I can't have it playing in 360. I mean, I can't have it playing in 720. That's what it is. Yes, I'm still learning everything, y'all. Anyway, also, let me turn off my notifications. Let me see. Will it work now? The playback is so late. Okay.
Person. If you're genuinely one of those people that makes fun of someone for just wanting to be sober hanging out somewhere, you're a loser. But the main thing I think of vaping is, y'all never got scared of those smoking ads they would play on TV as a kid? You know, the ones with the lady and the hole in her neck who would always be...
vape now. I don't even vape because, because of those ads and stuff. And also, I fucking hate my setup, bro. I can't wait to get rich. I can't wait to get rich. I can't wait to get rich. I can't wait to get rich.
Like, here's how we gonna do today. First, I gotta put the white monster in your throat. I want in the kitchen to make a sandwich. That gave me some psychological scars, dude. Like, I know she definitely dropped dead a year after those ads. So for you vaping fiends right now, that's the future I hope y'all are prepared for. I'm gonna be trying to put in some golf balls into them holes in y'all's necks. It should never be to the point where kids use their bathroom breaks in school to hit their vapes. This is why our education is on an absolute spike of a downfall. At least back then, when kids would smoke cigarettes, everyone in a 5-mile radius would catch the smell. With vapes as purified air, the most you're smelling is bacon.
And sometimes I would be an asshole about it. I would be like, I would cough out loud just to make motherfuckers stop. Yeah, I was that kind of menace. Why is my playback terrible? Like, what the hell? Fucking hate it here. Anyway.
Flavor, so you're not getting caught. That means little Timmy who starts vaping in 4th grade is going to continue until his inevitable death at 30 years old. The next thing we got is OnlyFans. Y'all know how grandmothers and great-grandmothers are seen as the most
Of course it's an ad. Of course it's an ad. I just feel like ads are too much nowadays. Like, bro, especially when it does 1 or 2 ads. Like, bro, this is one ad. Well, I think we all been saying that for years, but still. You want to give us an ad. Don't give us two 10-second ads. Just give us 1 15-second ad, bro. Like, come on now. Anyway. This ain't on you, Tommy, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about YouTube in general. This ain't on you, Tommy. I know you gotta get your money, so I'm trying to get my money too, so I feel you. Anyway. Move.
Mothers and great-grandmothers are seen as the most wholesome figures of existence, sitting in rocking chairs, knitting sweaters, and baking cookies. I've really been thinking in the future, what the are grandmothers gonna be looked at like? Like, are they gonna be sitting in rocking chairs and telling the little kids the story of how back in 2024 they took big black number 7 at the skyline view of Miami, and how you should always enjoy the beauty of life because in that moment I did. At the same time, I can't really hate on them chasing an obvious bag in their face, and the dude fans are actually all to blame, really. But my god, these OnlyFans are some safest havens on the internet at me page follow line. Every time I see one those randomly pop up page following my medium, I'm not gonna see full ass shred of me called fuck doggies.
I really hate this setup. Like, oh my. I can't wait to not be broke anymore. God damn it.
Be on their incognito tabs if they wanted to see that. And the fact that it's just commonplace for a girl to open an OnlyFans on her 18th birthday is weird. Because I hope these girls know the dudes that are buying these when they turn 18 are not in their age range. They already know how to work the system for free. It's old ass dudes sitting there with sweat dripping from their face just waiting for the day to pop up. Your whole life being ruined before it even started is crazy. She could legit still be in high school and have that.
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, that's the thing you gotta think about when you're doing OnlyFans. Like, bro, like, when you like eventually want to get out or don't want to do it no more, because like who think it's gonna be the full-time job? Like, no, bro. Like, in the future you're probably gonna want to stop. And then when you want to get an actual job, people gonna look at your history. They gonna be like, nah, we can't work with you. We don't want that. We don't want that a part of our company. And it's just like, that's the reason why I don't have an OnlyFans. As much people like ask me to, like, if I want to make one or I should make one. Like, no, I can't do that because, like, I want to work with Disney. I want to work with the NFL. I want to work with the NBA. I want to be on TV. This, that, and third. I can't be doing that if I got OnlyFans. The only way that's gonna work is if I decide to work in reality TV, and I kind of want to do that, but I don't want to do that at the same time. Know what I mean, but anyway, like I said, yeah. So that's the reason why I'm never gonna make one.
And unless you're a
Wait. If I
celebrity or
was to make
famous,
one,
then
if I was to make one, it probably would be anonymous, but still, I don't even want to risk it because like you know how motherfuckers be timing for people's info and stuff like that. So nah.
yeah, you're not making any money from that OnlyFans. Shout out to all the women in my life who chose the path of working hard careers and getting where they are. Because you could have got a bad spawn like being Lana Rhoades' kid or upcoming
I know
bad.
some people that do OnlyFans. I mean, that's the reason why I'm not saying anything because I know people that do it. And it's cool, and it's like, and it's just like if you do it, you just do it, and that's okay. I'm not gonna shame you. I mean, get the bag how you can. As long as you're not hurting nobody. I mean, it is what it is.
Kid. I could put a parlay bet that them kids are probably not making it alive past the age of 12. And since we're speaking of OnlyFans, let's talk about the OnlyFans for Men Male podcast. I've already made videos on both of these already, so I'm not going to go too in depth. But at this point, there is nothing to say on a male podcast already that's already been said. Ever since these started popping off,
that's the reason why. Like that's the reason I'm kind of pissed because like I used to do podcasts like way before it got blown out of proportion. Like I was doing podcasts like in like 2020. Like, bro, I'm still kind of pissed that it didn't really take off like it should have. But like I feel like if I continued doing it while everyone was doing podcasts, I would have been up there. But it is what it is. I can still get it, but like I want to do shit differently. I don't want to talk about no relationships. I don't want to talk about male versus women. This, that, and third. Like that gets boring. That gets redundant. That's boring. So.
Already heard the same things every time. To be a high value man, you need 6 figures and a man cheating as a woman is not the same. If you cry in front of your girl, you might as well get a divorce. The milk's been sucked out the cow's titties, man. You gotta venture into something else. And I think it's kind of falling off, and dudes are realizing that maybe watching male podcasts all day instead of actually going outside and getting some is not the way to do it. Do you ever notice the dudes that watch these people constantly?
You gotta realize some men can't do that. The cars that dealt with some of these men, shit. I mean, they can't do that. So all they do is just watch podcasts all day. So it is what it is.
Never have relationships. Honestly, there's not a single male podcaster I could ever actively watch in my YouTube rotation. And the worst thing to me is a lot of these dudes be damn near middle-aged men arguing about this. This is the type of talk you should hear from a college gym locker room. Y'all niggas gotta worry about starting families. But I know for a fact every guy watching this knows at least one dude that's an insane rider to these guys. The next thing we got is COVID. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. I wanted to ease the list a little down with something we couldn't control. I swear, it doesn't even feel like it's 2024. I'm still in the same world of 2020.
Honestly, yeah, because due to the pandemic, everything still feels like we're back in 2020. Like I know it's 4 years later, but it still feels like it's 2020 because like you know. It felt like a time stop or like you know a time. What is it called? Basically, felt like time stopped, but it's whatever though.
Baffling. How are we closer to 2030 than 2016? COVID caused the Thanos blip, and ever since, I've realized from life. Everyone's social skills after COVID got nerfed a solid 10 centuries. And society at this point is the most antisocial it's ever been. Like, why is there kids out there genuinely scared to ask the cashier for ketchup packets? Y'all got it lost. Standing like he not tying asking for some barbecue sauce with your fries. And I blame COVID because
I be outside all the time. Like I go to work. Like I take the bus to work and stuff like that. People still socialize. People still talk to each other. This, that, and third. So I don't agree with that, but it's whatever.
I swear I don't remember it being this bad before. You don't gotta be super extroverted and introduce yourself to every person you meet on the street like you're Willy Wonka. But at least ask for the damn sauce packets. Also, our education from COVID times is definitely going to have a detrimental effect on us in the future. Like, let me ask everybody right here, do you have a genuine core school lesson moment you remember from Zoom class? Nah, nigga, that was for nap time. Society would have been better taking off 2 years of school than coming back to learn from where we left off. Now I understand why it's always been favored to do in-person classes rather than online classes. And for assignments, not a
Bro,
single.
they took 2 years off. You gotta think about kids, like growing up, this, that, and the third. They had to find some way to keep them in school. Like, if they went with that plan, like, no, that ain't gonna work because like the government needs workers. They do. It's true.
Person was actually doing that. This was prime Warzone time. Prime Among Us time. No one was actually doing their work without cheating unless if they had.
And I'm pissed I missed out on that bag because, nigga, I would have been up with the streamers and stuff like that if I knew what the fuck to do, but it is what it is. I wasn't really thinking about, back then, I wasn't thinking about streaming back then. I was thinking about, like, getting to the money and making sure the lights were on, this, that, and the third. And at the time, I wouldn't think people would donate because, like, you know, it's pandemic time. Nobody got money. Like,
the next thing we got is cancel. Now, we all know canceling. I don't really gotta explain it at all, and I have a whole video on it. But I know Gen Alpha's gonna make fun of Gen Z and millennials for being such with this shit. I would say the peak of cancellation times was like 2016 to 2022.
Holy hell, were those the worst times to be on the internet?
I'll never
you would
forget
get canceled for anything. You would get canceled for
because
anything.
people got offended by it. Me personally, I think they were trying to defend their main source of income, but that's just a theory. I miss you, Matt Pat. I'm so happy canceling has died down because if it was still like that to this day, I know I wouldn't be able to handle it. It was kind of weird that the solution was just to ignore people on Twitter. Who would have thought? The next thing we got is makeup. Now, hold on. Let me explain it, okay? I obviously could give a rant.
Move, stop it. Anyway, like I said, yeah, R.I.P. Matt Pat because that boy, he got me through middle school and some of the high school. Like, bro. Because like I remember I first stumbled across this game theories back in like 2012, bro. I remember the first comment I ever made on this channel was about Sonic, and I was a huge Sonic fan. Like, bro, the first video I ever commented was about the speed. It was about the speed of Sonic. That's what it was, because I was a big fan of Sonic. So like I would defend everything about him. So Sonic's cool. Sonic's my homeboy. So.
If you want to put on the makeup that you bought with your own money, you want to look like those weird looking UK girls makeup that's damn near blackface, go for it. But because of social media, it's causing little girls to be insecure about their looks. All they see is those videos that go like, doing my makeup tutorial plus story time. And they get fed that shit 24/7, so they think they gotta look like that all the time. I only learned this in high school too, because my friend always had her makeup on professionally every day. Like, you would think she was going to a makeup artist before school every day. And she told me that she wakes up 2 hours before school just to get ready. High school's already way too early, and you're adding extra time to that? And I think it's much more of a common thing that happens than guys think. Even on social media, most women will post some type of filter with their photos on, even if you can't tell. Nowadays, there's even reports that kids in like elementary school and middle school doing this. And I blame these damn TikTok. Getting all dressed in the makeup department for an activity like school sounds so tiring. You should be pulling up instead with funeral clothes on. The next thing we got is men versus women. Now, I know this might sound confusing to place here because, duh, it's always been a thing. But never have I seen a generation like ours have women hating men more than ever and men hating women more than ever. So I prepared this controversial statement.
You gotta think about this. You gotta think about that.
Excuse me, everyone. Men need women, and women need men.
I mean, you gotta think about it, like, for years, men have been on top, this, that, and third. Women didn't really start having an opinion until, like, social media and stuff like that. And also, history has shown that men are trash. We are trash, and it's cool. Like, I'm not trying to pander to the women. I'm not trying to pander. I just tell the truth. Truth is, we're trash. And that's okay. And then us hating women, that's mostly the men that can't get anything or just be inside all day and don't like touch grass or anything or don't like go outside and like talk to people. That's them, so.
Oh, so brave of me. I'll take my men need women and women need men. I know, so brave of me. I'll take my Nobel Peace Prize to go. There should be no reason 12-year-old girls are saying all men need to be put to death, and there should be no reason 12-year-old boys are saying all women are objects. Growing up, the most I thought as a kid was girls had cooties.
And also, I be around kids, they don't be saying that. They don't be thinking that. They don't really even be talking about that kind of stuff, so, like,
most of the the time, the people who are extreme on each of these sides base everything off like a couple of experiences. Then they end up in a rabbit hole they can never leave because it digs them deeper and deeper. Which is why you have those extreme hate all men girls and those extreme loser podcast dudes. It's funny because I swear we were taught growing up not to base things just off one experience. With their logic, if someone who's white has a couple of black people do some bad things to them, they could just go in public and be like, you know what? Maybe I do hate all black people. That's y'all, by the way. But it's annoying when stuff like this bleeds into real life. I've met people from both of these spectrums, and I'll tell you, it's not a fun experience. I'm never really around them for too long. I'm proud to say I've never said some TikTok brainwashing like I hate all women. It's one thing to joke about it, but to genuinely say I hate all men or I hate all women is very sad. And it feels like with our generation, I see it a lot more than I should. And the last thing we got is slang. Now, it's no doubt that our generation has the most slang than
Anyway, speaking of slang, it's mostly ebonics and gay slang. So when it gets co-opted, they're gonna call it slang in general. But for the most part, it's ebonic slang and it's ebonics and gay culture words that got combined together. I'm not gay, y'all. I promise you, I'm not gay. I'm straight, but I keep shit real. And I be around gay niggas, one of my best friends is gay. My fucking cousin, one of my cousins is gay. I be around gay people. I have no problem with that. I even go to gay clubs sometimes. It's fun. They fun to be around. They don't be touching me. They don't be fucking trying to do shit with me. But that's because I be having my camera on, so they not gonna look bad and try to touch the photographer. But still, I'm fine being around them. You know what I mean?
Other one combined. But that is the main problem. Slang gets way too overused nowadays, and it's kind of ruined the appeal to it. The early 2010s thing, it felt like people were saying it for years before it actually got overused. Like, I remember when everyone was saying YOLO, and it went on for a solid amount of time. But nowadays, every word gets so used and abused, it starts to lose its meaning. Let's take, for example, glazing. This is one I noticed in real time. When people first started saying glazing about last year to 2 years ago, it was because someone was actually idling someone to the point of no return. But nowadays, if you say someone even inspired you online, you're getting a
exactly, and I hate that. Like, bro, if I say that somebody inspired me or somebody influenced me or they're my hero any type of way, people think it's glazing. No, bro, I'm giving props, and there's nothing wrong with giving props. Like, what the hell?
Glazing comments, and we could take every single slang and apply the exact same logic to it. And that about wraps everything up. I think I've summed up everything pretty well. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
I'm weak. Yeah. What else should I watch? Let me see. Anime. Oh boy, I haven't looked at anime in a while, but hey, I agree for most of the stuff that he said, but anyway. Let me see.